I want to say, I know it's difficult for a man to talk about being taken advantage of sexually by another man. It's also hard for a lot of men to admit their desires for men. Because everybody ain't got raped.
Right.
Everybody, that ain't happened to everybody. But it's very difficult for some men to admit, I have a desire for men, brother. But look, it's time for us to stop being afraid and have conversations about it.
What's up? This bruh man from the fifth flow. I just want you to know that you watching You Just Got Juiced reactions. Don't forget, you got the juice now.
What's going on YouTube? It's your boy You Just Got Juice, and we are back at it again with another live reaction video. If this is your first time here at the channel, thank you for checking out this small channel and helping me grow. Just started this back in January, and as of today, just reached 902 subscribers. So yeah, thank y'all, man. Appreciate the love y'all been showing me. Corey Holcomb went live last night, and he started to address the issues that he's having with Joe Budden, Kanye West, and others like Will Smith. So we're gonna dive in and see what he got to say about this, and then I'll catch y'all at the end of the video.
I want to say to Kanye, Will Smith, I think people tried to make it seem like I was talking about Terrence Howard when I was talking about some of the parts. You know, that was when I was into it with homosexual hype. And it looked like I was talking about Terrence Howard. I wasn't talking about Terrence Howard. I want Terrence Howard to come on the show and talk about some of that stuff that he's willing to say. Like, I think it'll be a good place. I like the way he talks because, you know, his Hollywood voice and his other voice, it's a good mixture. I think we can laugh and joke about this shit because Hollywood is a hustle. This is what we do. To Terrence Howard, Will Smith, Kanye West. It was one more we forgetting.
Will Smith, Kanye West, Terrence Howard, and
we'll just start with
anybody.
We'll start with them three, or any man who feels like I have been out of pocket with you. Let's talk about it on the 5150 show. Because I know Kanye has shown me love, and I've said things about Kanye when I was very disappointed at some of the things he did. But I will say this about Kanye. I am impressed and in awe of the courage he has to say some of the things he says. Now, some of this shit, I'll be like, oh, boy, you wild. I am impressed and awed at some of the things he has to say, because some of the things he has to say are on point. In fact...
Well, the thing about
Joe Budden was the other one.
Yeah, Joe Budden. That was the other one. In fact, like, what was you saying, D, about some kids?
I'm saying that it's kind of sad. It is sad that even though he's, you know, he's out there doing what he does, he's Kanye West and all that, but he's saying that he is not allowed to see his children. I don't like that.
Old girl plugged in California.
Yeah, that's her.
You know what I mean when I say that? Do we have to go further?
Robert Kardashian.
Yeah, they plugged in California. I know they're making it hard, especially Kanye, with him being somebody who's got the Chicago roots.
I feel like if
I talked to his manager, and we might surprise the nation and have Kanye on the show. Remember we burned them Yeezys?
Yeah.
There was things that happened with Kanye I was disappointed as a black man for. But what I am saying is this. With Kanye, there were things Will Smith did I was disappointed as a black man. Let me tell you something. The thing that hurt me the most about Will Smith is when that dude, August
Alsina,
when he was bragging about spending time with Will's family and didn't get slapped. That's what I was tripping on. But like I say, I know people who are very close to Will Smith, and they told me that thing with Chris Rock wasn't just something that happened that night. From what I understand, there was more to it. I'm open to talk to Will Smith. First of all, let me tell everybody out there, Will Smith a big motherfucker. And he ain't no little motherfucker. I'm talking about he ain't scrawny. Will Smith ain't no joke. Will Smith be in the gym. You get what I'm saying? Will Smith was a real action star. You saw when he was running in the first, what was the first movie? With him and Martin? What did they shit? They franchise they got
Boys,
together. The Bad Boys.
Bad Boys.
Will Smith ain't no joke. Even though I have said things about Will Smith and I got fired up, I was so mad that certain things went. But I believe Will Smith is intellectual enough where we can have a conversation about it, and it might be time for us to have a conversation about it, because here's the truth. I'm not at war with Will Smith, even though mentally I was so frustrated at one time I said something. I'm not at war with Kanye, even though mentally I was so frustrated mentally at times when he said Donald Trump was my father and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It got under my skin, but I'm not at war with these brothers.
Yeah.
Joe Budden. I'm not at war with Joe Buttons. I just believe Joe Buttons is living a life where, unfortunately, he has to hide a part of his sexuality, and I believe that can make you bitter. Terrence Howard. I have nothing against Terrence Howard. I don't know Terrence Howard like that. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Who is that in the other part? That's Kanye, Will, and who else?
Drake.
Drake.
Man.
God damn. Why y'all show that picture? Will, you got to explain that picture if I see you in person. No, I'm fucking with you.
Old.
Listen, this is what you got to understand. These are still our brothers. I'm talking about, just think about that. Remember, Corey's a little older. I'm wise enough to know Will Smith, Joe Buttons, Kanye, Terrence Howard, we are all still brothers. And I give you credit for that. I hope you give me credit for that, because when I'm in your face, I'm not going to talk disrespectfully to you, and we might be able to come to a conclusion where the people can see solidarity amongst the brothers, because that's what I'm after. Now, I ain't gonna never stop joking about shit I see on the internet. I don't know if I can talk to Shannon Sharp. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Not because I hate brother Shannon Sharp. In fact, I was a huge fan of Shannon Sharp until I found out I rubbed him the wrong way. Now it's not that I'm not a fan of Shannon Sharp, because if it is a rape allegation, I pray to God he's able to clear his name.
Yeah,
if it's real, I sincerely pray that he's able to clear his name if there's a rape allegation, because I know you don't have to rape these women to get a rape allegation. Trust me, I know.
Great.
Just being there.
All you have to do is be around a woman and you can get a rape allegation.
See?
Did you hear that? Darlene could say I raped her all these years while she was on the show. Darlene could say Abe raped her, even though we know that ain't true. Abe ain't never took pussy ever. Ever. Abe always be like, if you're not comfortable, that's fine. Okay, well, we'll just try next time.
That's proper. There you go.
That's Abe.
Yeah.
Oh, you heard what Kanye just recently said?
What did he say?
It's funny because I was talking to somebody about this.
About in the song?
About how it takes courage for somebody who is gay to admit that they are gay as the result of being sexually abused and not being born that way, right? Because a lot of people who are gay, they try to attribute it, and I have no opinion on it, but everybody tried to say they was born that way, but we know a lot of people have been molested, raped, and been through some stuff. So Kanye openly admitted to being raped by a dude. He said it up until he was 14. He got a cousin that's doing life in jail, and that cousin used to give him oral sex up until Kanye was 14 years old. So if this is true...
Wow. Explain. Oh, man. I pray for that man. That's sad. And I'm glad he admitted that. I'm glad he did admit that, because that is hard, man. But it's good to admit it. That way people could judge you right. Because now we know, like, you really, this shit probably mentally messed him up, man. And yeah, I can only imagine, man.
Happen to anybody.
And if this is true and he's not trolling, I feel like as men, we like when brothers been through something like that, and sisters, we have empathy for that. You know what I'm saying?
1,000%. He's not trolling. Let me tell you something.
Those are actually song lyrics.
Song lyrics that he said, yeah, and he,
Hey man, look, man. I've heard that story from a lot of men, and you don't hear me talking about that, do you?
Right.
Guys who told me they were sexually abused by fathers, uncles, cousins, even brothers.
They said he didn't say it was rape. Why? We ain't gonna go that far.
Well, whatever he said, I want to say, I know it's difficult for a man to talk about being taken advantage of sexually by another man. It's also hard for a lot of men to admit their desires for men. Because everybody ain't got raped.
Right.
Everybody, that ain't happened to everybody. But it's very difficult for some men to admit, I have a desire for men, brother. But look, it's time for us to stop being afraid and have conversations about it. Now, I'm probably the last person you want to open up to, but I'm here to tell you, if you are giving me a part of your soul, as a responsible man, I can't take advantage of that. You run with that how you will. If a man is giving me a part of his soul, is trusting me with a part of his struggle, I can't take advantage of that. Craig, if I see you and your family get put out because y'all ain't pay y'all rent, at my age, if I brag or laugh on that, I am mentally fucked.
Right.
I am a bad person. So it's the same thing if a brother comes to me and tells me, yo, Corey, let me tell you something. I like men. And I've struggled with admitting this, but I want to get it off my chest. I can't clown him.
No.
I would be immoral.
But the thing about that is you got to have the courage to tell the truth. So if you operate in secrecy and you hiding something, people could pick up on that energy. So that could easily be misconstrued as being deceptive in a way where you may be plotting on me or you may have ill intentions. So when people speak about those things that other people may hide in secrecy, it's not an indictment on you per se and why you're that way, but it is being a man, regardless if you're gay or straight, you have a responsibility to poke your chest out and stand on your own too, whether you're getting smashed by a nigga or not.
The truth is the ultimate trump card. You can lay it down in front of everybody who is of morality. The truth, that is the number, bam! A person of morality can't run with that, take advantage of that, try to humiliate you over your truth. But if you hide it, that's when you will get clowned. That's why I ask these men, have you ever been penetrated or penetrated a man in any way? None of them answer it. And they try to dismiss it as me being ignorant. You're not fooling me. You might fool the average mind, but it's a reason you don't answer that. You answer everything else.
Yeah, that Kanye West. I mean, but again, it's like growing up, I remember a lot of the gay females were molested, or they probably was like. So when I was young, it was either this: if you was already gay in high school, then you probably got touched, or you was doing it because it was a phase. When you get older, and the females that are gay was either because they got touched when they was young, or they was thoughts and they got used and abused and ran through, and then they tried to switch over to the other side. So, but but the being born gay part, again, I don't think. Now, this is my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right or wrong. I don't think you are born gay. I think something happens to you, or you see something, or something in your environment triggers that. But to say like you was born that way, no, because you, no, it's just not, no, it's just, I don't know. I don't think it's possible. I want to have a, I actually want to have a conversation with a gay person one day, and like a real conversation, and ask them like, when did you know? Cause like again, like maybe it could have been a confidence thing, and maybe they thought, hey, I can't never get the person of the opposite sex, so let me just, it might be easier, or maybe or maybe because they was young and then, like nobody taught them you wasn't supposed to like what if somebody was playing with around with somebody, then you got these feelings, but then like nobody never broke it down to you, like you're not supposed to have feelings like towards that, so I think it comes from parenting, yeah, and parenting. Well, I don't know. I think I said that right. I don't know. Tongue twister. But yeah, I think it comes from the parents teaching the child, and then just having that right structure. And I don't think my parents ever told me about the gay stuff, but I think I just kind of realized it, like it wasn't right. But again, it was just like, cause like I just remember being in school having crushes on a lot of females. So like, my mother said I was 5 years old, and I followed a girl home off the bus. So it's just natural instincts. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Could you be born gay? I don't know. But anyway, leave your comments down below. Prayers up for Kanye. Hopefully, people can understand. Like Corey don't really got beef with nobody. He's just talking about a subject, and people who try to spin his words into other things, and people who think it's beef. It really ain't no beef, man. He's just giving his opinion, same way I give mine, same way everybody else on YouTube give their opinions on their reaction videos. And without further ado, we're gonna I'll catch you guys next time. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Just reached 902 subscribers. Woohoo! Thank y'all for that. And I'll catch you guys next time. And don't forget, you got the juice now, and we are out.